Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 New Dawn video. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're going to be playing with the brand new items, and the item that's most exciting to me that I want to build around is the Willow Wisp. This item gives you an enormous amount of elemental damage if you kill enemies who are burning. And so I think if you get this early enough, this is just going to snowball a run tremendously, and I'm excited to find out how powerful it is. To make the best use of that item, we obviously need to kill burning enemies and use elemental damage well. So we could do the Mage, that's the natural pick probably. I could also do the Techno Mage, because that will give us the potential to get lots of burning if we get like a scared sausage. Techno Mage is also one of the characters that will benefit the most from the new ban system, but let's go ahead and use the Mage, because a Willow Wisp run with the Mage just makes tons of sense to me. I will probably try to get as many structures as possible to use our Scared Sausage and Snake most effectively. For the best use of the Willow Wisp, I'm just going to go with the Torch for our Mage as our starting weapon, because that's going to be able to set everything on fire. It'll also give us a lot of defensive stats for free. Primitive weapons are just generally really good, so we're going to go with Torch. I will say something that I learned in my random weapon challenges was just how good Torch is as a weapon. This is a weapon that I think is easy to underrate. Let's roll here. I'm looking for harvesting, but I'll take elemental damage too, probably. Just because the Mage gets so much killing power with the increased elemental damage modifiers. Yeah, let's just take one elemental damage here. And here we can see that we can now ban items. So, obviously, we don't want to ban boiling water. This is an elemental damage item. Duct tape, I probably won't lock, but I also won't ban it because this is an item that we will buy. When you are banning items, you are going to want to ban early and often. So this is a very conservative ban, and in a normal run, I might actually ban the duct tape here, but I want to focus my bans mostly on level 3 items for this run, because we want to maximize our chances of getting the Willow Wisp so that we can check it out. I'm going to roll here, and we'll buy some more torches, and roll again. Missed on another torch, but that's okay. I might go with 5 torches and 1 like flamethrower or something as well. And it's possible I might swap to... Oh, we need to kill the gobbler here, otherwise it's going to eat all our cash. Okay, good. It's possible that we might swap to structures later on as well to use those for the Mage. I don't think we're going to have enough damage. Oh no, nice. We did have enough to kill that tree. Do a reroll here. I'm looking for harvesting, but I'll take 5 luck. Additional luck is going to be really good to have higher level items show up, which of course can then be Willow Wisps. I'm going to roll a bunch and we'll lock another torch here. I will say we got a little unlucky. Torch is a very cheap weapon, so even though it's part of 2 weapon tags and a big weapon tag, you can usually expect to find more than we did find here, but that's okay. So just to expand on that point, with a ban system like now exists in Brotato, you are going to want to ban early and frequently, and you're most of the time, going to want to ban level 1 items. That's because these are the items that show up the most in the game, so it's going to be most impactful to improve your pool of level 1 items, and they show up earliest, so they're going to improve your pool at the most impactful times. That said, there are some exceptions, like when you're looking for a very specific item, like we are here. I am going to ban the pencil. This is a level 1 item I just want to get rid of. And then I'll reroll once to try to lock a torch. Defective steroids. We can't use the melee damage. I don't really need the HP either. Let's go ahead and ban that as well. There are some exceptions, such as when you're looking for a very specific item, or I think for endless mode runs, you may want to ban mostly or entirely level 3 items, because endless mode runs are almost entirely about re-rolling for tardigrades. You just need to re-roll for tardigrades over and over and over again for endless mode runs. So removing 8 level 3 items from the pool, especially because there's a bunch of really bad level 3 items as well, will make endless mode runs significantly stronger and more likely to find those tardigrades. So I think that for endless, you're going to be focused on that. Here I'm going to take 8 harvesting, and then we'll get another torch. I'll buy a gentle alien. Alien tongue. Is this an item I want to lock? Obviously, this character's going to have trouble picking up materials, but pickup range isn't as good as like the baby gecko effect for us. I think I won't lock it, but I also won't ban it. And then I'm going to roll here. We'll buy a coupon and we'll lock a mushroom. And I'll do one more reroll to try to lock another torch, which I missed on, but that's okay. We got an elemental damage item anyways. And I do want to spend at least a couple bans on level 1 items, make scared sausages and stuff show up more. But mostly I think we're going to focus our bans on level 3 items so that we can get more Willow Wisps. I'm also going to try to buy as much luck as possible to try to get those Willow Wisps to show up earlier, because that's what will allow us to use the cool new item. Now that there's a ban system in the game, I think it's actually going to be pretty important to know how the game generates items. So the way that it works is that first, the game calculates the level of the item that's going to show up, and then it decides based on the available pool what item that is. So if you ban level 3 items, you're going to make other level 3 items much more likely to show up, because the game will always put a level 3 item in that spot, and then which one it will be is determined by how many you have banned. So as long as you have decent luck and have banned a bunch of level 3 items, you can tighten the pool down pretty significantly. I don't remember how many level 3 items there are in the game right now. It's probably around 25. So if you ban 8, you've increased the chances of finding a specific one by a third, which is really powerful. I definitely need a little more income. We've got only 8 harvesting here. I also want some armor and some regeneration, but mostly I'm focused on boosting my my income currently. I will take 8% damage though, just because it's a level 2 upgrade. We'll re-roll, and then here I'll take 2 armor. Again, a level 2 upgrade for a stat that we want. We'll buy both of these. The Insanity, normally I would ban it on this character, but I think I will just use all my bans on high level items, or on level 3 items at this point. Definitely happy to get another Gentle Alien, and we'll buy a torch, lock a coffee, I'll do a reroll. Terrified Onion, another item that I might consider banning in a normal run. Obviously, we're using our bans much less aggressively than I would normally. I expect that in most runs, when you're just trying to play optimally, you're going to have used all 8 bans by, like, wave 5 in most waves. Because not only should you ban items that aren't good, you should basically ban anything that you don't intend to buy in the next 5 waves or so, because just removing it from the possible pool improves the quality of your shop so much. Even if that item might be something that you might consider, you know, much later on in the run, the impact of improving your shops in the short term is so high, you should just ban items as soon as you see them. I'll take a coupon here. I do like that you can ban items from boxes. Because it costs money to do that, I think often you're going to want to just recycle the item instead anyways. But that is something that's good to keep in mind. I'll take 9 HP here, and then we'll go ahead and keep upgrading our torches. Buy a fuel tank and a coffee, and then roll. Roll again. All right, turret I'll buy. That's a good item for spreading fire around. We'll buy a charcoal as well for more elemental damage, and then we'll roll, and then we'll lock out this entire shop. Now, if I'm really lucky, I could get a Willow Wisp before that Horde wave, and that would be an absurd amount of elemental damage. Every enemy that dies in this run is going to be burning, so killing 25 burning enemies in a wave is going to be really easy. One thing that I don't know is if they have yet properly tagged the items to show up more frequently for certain characters. Presumably, the Willow Wisp will count as an elemental item, and so should be more likely to show up for the Mage than for most characters, but I don't know if they've actually implemented that yet. I do want to kill this curse alien if possible. Also, we've got one snake already, and we're using Torch, which has an inherent snake effect. So we don't need to buy snakes. We'll end up passing those. So I just noticed this. It looks like the game here has sorted by obtaining. Is this in reverse order? What order is this showing us? So we got the fuel tank, turret, scared sausage, and snake that we started with. I don't think sorted by obtaining. Okay, here we go. So I resorted it by obtaining, and okay, so the sorts are not working properly. That previous one was some different order. Now it's in sorted by obtaining, and it is in reverse order. It's showing us the earliest items that we got at the top. That they have to fix. It's obviously you're going to want to see the items that you got most recently. I can only assume that this is an error because I can't imagine somebody going, what players want to see is the oldest item first. So yeah, sorted by obtaining should definitely be in order of newest to oldest, not in order of oldest to newest. Definitely something they have to fix. I'll lock the torch here. Wisdom, I'm just going to buy. I do want to ban level 1 or level 3 items, but when you buy a unique item like the wisdom, it's basically like banning it. It does cost money, but we also get to save a ban and get that item out of the pool. It's also just a good item for this character. All of our damage is dealt pretty slowly over time, so an item like wisdom is really nice for the mage. Yeah, I guess I should reiterate, that is a very strong piece of feedback that I have for the developers, if any of them are watching. The sort by obtaining showing oldest to newest is very bad and needs to be fixed. So definitely get that fixed before the end of the beta. You could also make it so that players could sort manually. You could change the sort order manually, but honestly, no one is ever going to want to sort from oldest to newest, so just make it sort from newest to oldest. Here I'm going to take the torch, we'll take wisdom, warrior helmet. This is an item I'm not going to ban, because obviously we do want the warrior helmet. Cog, the engineering is kind of wasted on the mage. We get only 50% engineering modifiers, so we'll reroll past that. I am pretty happy to upgrade my tree and lock this torch, and then I'll do another reroll, lock a weird food, and go to wave 10. Alright, so we'll have one chop to maybe find a Willow Wisp before the Horde wave. Now, because we're looking for a specific item, I expect it to never find it, but I also need to build more luck so that we're more likely to find level 3 items. Yeah, I didn't even notice when I looked at the different sorts in my previous video that the sort was backwards. It honestly didn't even occur to me that that's a thing that could happen. So definitely would like to see that fixed. Yeah, we'll take the extra HP here. Obviously, the melee damage is wasted on the mage. I could build dodge. I don't think I need to build dodge, though. Let's reroll. I'll take 12% damage. That's going to be pretty good. And then I'm going to reroll again here and take 10 more luck, because I want to get to more level 3 items as soon as possible. Saltwater, Bat are both items that I would probably consider banning in a normal run, but we're going to use all our bans on level 3 items only in order to try to find, if we can, more, or any Willow Wisps. Very happy to get an eye surgery. We're very happy to get another torch. I am going to go with more level 3 torches because each level 3 torch or level 4 torch gives us the effect of the snake. So now our burning damage will spread massively. Do I want the banner? I think we can pass on banner. Extra range is okay on torch, but you don't really need it. More you need defensive stats. I do need some regeneration. Currently we don't have any. Or our regen is really low, at least. Having 5 consumable healing does help a lot, of course. So I'm trying to estimate how many enemies we've killed this wave. So if we had a Willow Wisp, how much elemental damage would we get? And I think it's like almost 200 at the end of the wave, which would be plus 8 elemental damage. Maybe even more than that. The amount of damage you'll get from that item if you get it early, especially before a Horde wave on a burning build, is just going to be ridiculous. Capping our move speed at 3 is not great, but I do want the regen. 4 engineering isn't awful, and the 80 range is actually fairly useful for this character. We'll take 15 luck here, because again, we're going for a very specific thing. Ice Cube, Scar, Torch, and Schmoop we're going to buy all of. Let's reroll. I'll take a Cauldron and a Boiling Water, reroll again. Clockwork Wasp, we are speed capped, but structure attack speed is not terrible. That said, I think I just want to reroll here. I'll lock a Boiling Water and then reroll again. We'll lock a Handcuffs. I don't mind capping my max HP, and that, again, gets a level 3 item out of the pool, so we can maybe find more Willow Wisps. That was our only chance to get a Willow Wisp Horde wave, unfortunately, but we've already removed a couple level 3 items from the pool just by virtue of finding uniques. The later we get in the waves, the more likely level 3 items are to show up in the shop, and as we buy more luck, the more likely we are to find high-level items as well, so once again, we would have used all our bans earlier if we were just playing to win here. And I'll almost certainly do a video on ban strategy at some point because it's going to take a little bit of finesse to learn how to do it. Here, we'll buy 15 more luck, and then we will reroll here. I'm about to buy some negative speed, so no, I'm misremembering that. I'm just going to reroll. I've got 7 armor, so that's okay. I am going to cap my max HP, but I don't care about capping it at 80. I'm just going to take 10 luck, because I really do want to find more... potentially find, if I can, the... Willow Wisp. Just completely forgot the name of the item we're looking for. More scared sausages would be nice as well. That would go well with any other structures we find, which of course we will buy on this character. If we find a pocket factory, we'll pick that up, because that's a great way to spread fire all over the map and set more things on fire. The fact that we do have 2 gentle aliens is also really good, both for our income and our damage and health, but also because it's just more enemies that we'll eventually be able to kill to turn into elemental damage. I do think the other option for this run was the Techno Mage. And I do think Techno Mage is one of the characters that will benefit the most from the existence of a ban system in the game at all, because you're almost always looking for very specific items on the Techno Mage. Okay, so here's an interesting spot. I could recycle this for 36, I could take it, or I could ban it. Banning it removes a level 3 from the pool immediately. Taking it would require me to find 4 more of them and buy all of them. And it's never going to do anything because we're not going to build melee damage. I think I'm just going to ban it. Usually you wouldn't want to use a ban, especially if you're like going into endless mode or something. You wouldn't want to use a ban on a limited item like that. But for this character, we're looking for specific level 3 items, so I'm going to ban right away, and I'll even spend 18 materials to do it. Beanie, I'm going to buy here, even though we're speed capped, just so we can then buy items with negative speed without hurting ourselves too much. Fresh meat, this is a cool item that we would probably have banned in a normal version of this run. But we're very happy to see all of these items and the scared sausage. I'm going to pass on the fresh meat, and I won't bother banning it. Although the curse is good, and cursed I would probably buy it, even though we attack really slow on torch. Curse is good enough that I would probably buy that item anyways, but we're going to focus all of our bans and as many rerolls as possible on finding a Willow Wisp in the next couple waves. While obviously still trying to win the run, because otherwise we won't get to use it. So I do need more regeneration. I'm hoping for a fairy or a tomato or a jerky would also be really good. We're dropping a lot of consumables because we bought a decent amount of luck, so that would be a lot of healing as well. Or just some good regen items. Okay, well, we got Fruit Basket. That does cost me 14 regeneration, but enemies have a higher chance of dropping... Oh, I love that it shows extra fruits dropped as a stat there. That's really cool. Let's go ahead and reroll here, and... I've got 50 elemental damage. I'm just going to roll again. I'll take 8% damage, I guess. We're going into an elite wave. I think I'm going to ban the Wandering Bot. Scarf gives us 4 regen and 4 speed. The 4 regen is okay, but I think banning the Scarf just makes the most sense. We're going to combine. We'll buy a torch. We'll reroll. We will definitely take a cursed bag and a cursed leather vest. I'll take a duct tape as well. Diploma is probably worth locking, and then I will roll again. Ball and chain. Our weapons will probably attack faster than that. It is a way to get a unique item out of the pool. So I could buy or I could ban both of these level 3s. You know what? We're not building the sort of ultimate shop. We're rolling for a specific item. So we're just going to ban both of those and make sure that they can't show up to keep harassing us. I will buy a fish hook though, and medical turret is a good way to heal when cursed, so I'll buy that as well. We should have the damage to kill this elite. Torch scales with elemental damage, of which we have a lot. We've got decent percent damage. Our fire damage is good, so we should be able to kill it, even with pretty low attack speed. The one challenge is that our healing is pretty poor, but I feel like we should be able to take it down without too much danger, and we did. I am curious how many extra fruits we'll have gotten this wave. This is our first wave with the fruit basket, I believe. So I'll check the stats on that at the end of the wave. All right, there we go. So, Cursed Seashell. We don't have any ranged weapons. I could recycle it for 59. I might just take it just for 7 curse. I think that is worth it. We've got 12 dodge already, so I'm just going to buy 9 more dodge. Now that we can start building dodge, I think it's good to just keep doing that. We'll buy all of these items and then do a reroll. I'll lock the mushroom and then do a reroll. Fin, I think this is a good item. Good candidate for a ban, so we're banning yet another level 3 item. Though I will lock these other 2. because they're just good enough that we're going to buy them. It looks like we'll probably go into endless mode a little bit. In endless mode, banning level 3 items exclusively will let you just buy as many tardigrades as you can find. And since endless mode is basically a tardigrade rerolling simulator, I expect that the strategy is going to be, if you're planning to go for really long endless runs, to only ban level 3 items so that you get as many tardigrade rolls as possible. Whereas for normal runs, the strategy is going to be to ban mostly level 1 items because they're going to give you the most value in terms of banning them. Use all your bans right away at the beginning of the run. Oop, can we get this? Loot alien kill, I got it. I won't be able to get that tree, unfortunately. Small fish, I guess I'll take that. Here, I'm going to buy 3 more armor, because I definitely need more armor. We'll buy these items, and we're over HP cap now. Let's reroll. Wings, that's another one I wouldn't mind banning, but I'll buy the tree, I'll lock the pearl, and then I'll do a reroll here. Lighthouse I'm going to lock just because it'll pull a unique level 3 out of the pool, and then we'll keep buying more torches. I'll lock a lemonade as well, and go to the next wave here. Try to kill this elite as quickly as we can. Elemental builds in endless mode do tend to suffer, but the existence of Willow Wisp and a ban system to let you get more tardigrades is probably going to change that somewhat significantly. Willow Wisp is just going to give you so many free stats, it'll let your elemental damage keep up for longer. Also, what you're going to want to do probably is make sure that most of your burning damage is coming from scared sausages applying burning on enemies from structures, rather than from your weapons, because eventually you're going to get so much elemental damage that the initial hit will just kill the enemies. And I don't know if they'll then count as being on fire. We're going into wave 18. We don't have an elite or anything, so I'll take the celery tea here. We'll take Sif's relic. That'll help with all the materials we're leaving on the ground. Let's take a little more regeneration, and I'll reroll, and I'll take 10 more luck. I just want more level 3 items to appear. We'll buy these items and then roll. Gonna buy a torch and then roll. A cursed gnome is a lot of elemental damage, so I'll take that. I'll lock the fruit basket. I'll buy a peaceful bee, and I'll do a reroll. We'll lock a lure and a missile as well. These are all worth locking. And, okay, so we've only dropped 8 fruits. I immediately, of course, forgot to look at how many extra fruits it had dropped. Honestly, I don't know if that's worth losing 3 regen. 8 fruits over 2 waves. So you can see here, our damage output is not sufficient, given that we have, like, a lot of curse. But we've got good defensive stats, so we should be okay. And once we can start getting tons of elemental damage for free, things might get a lot better. I do like that because Torch is a melee weapon, we can kill the pufferfish by hitting them. And then, because if they die to burning, then it counts as killing them with a ranged weapon, and then they explode. But if they die to melee attacks, they don't. You do have to be careful. As you saw there, I ran towards them, but the burning tick killed them before we got there, so they just exploded as I went towards them. I'll take an energy bracelet here, and then 16% more damage. We'll buy the lure, gnome, and then I'll do a reroll, buy a bag, lock a penguin, and roll again. Doing a lot of rerolling here, because again, I want to try to find level 3 items. Or I want to try to find Willow Wisps. We've already banned 6 level 3 items, so the pool's a lot narrower. So when we do find a level 3 item, we're more likely to be able to have it be a Willow Wisp. Needless to say, even with the ban system, because we're looking for a specific item, it's never going to show up. That's just how it works in Brotato. Alright, I definitely need to kill the second loot alien here, because we used a lure. And so we got 2. Can we get this tree? Got it. We've gotten pretty unlucky on crates. I'll take an incendiary turret. We'll take a peaceful bee here. I definitely want to boost my dodge to maximum, so we'll take 12 dodge, we'll take 15 luck, we'll buy these items that we have locked, we'll roll. Poisonous Tonic, is this an item that I want? I don't think so. I will buy a torch upgrade, I'll re-roll again here, we'll buy a treasure map and a lemonade, we'll re-roll again. Capping my max HP also was pretty bad. If we're gonna go into a longer endless run, but I don't think I'm intending to go too far into endless. I'll lock the metal here, and then we'll go to endless. And we're gonna keep looking for a Willow Wisp. Breaking those trees, making sure to keep the both elites on fire where possible as well. Picking up consumables. Try to get this elite kill as quickly as I can, because that's just fewer things to dodge. And then we'll try to DPS down the other one. Got it. The incendiary turret might not be useful at all because we're just never going to kill things with the burning from it, and the burning from our torches will overwrite the incendiary turret burning. The red crates, of course, can't have Willow Wisps in them, which is sad. I'll take a scared sausage here. 19% damage, yeah, I guess that's worth taking. I'll take a lucky coin as well. It costs me 2 armor, but more luck is good. Take 15 attack speed here. We'll buy the metal and the scared sausage. Alien Baby is a good candidate to ban. We'll buy a torch. That gets that out of the pool. Or a fairy. I guess I can upgrade a torch as well. First boxing glove, do I want that? I think I'm just going to reroll a bunch, though. I'll keep upgrading my weapons, but I'm just going to reroll looking for the specific things that we're looking for. Another pearl could be a bunch of percent damage and maybe more free pearls, but again, we're just going to look for specific items. We got another unique level 3 item, so I'll pull that out of the pool as well, and then we'll pass on the Ugly Tooth. Ugly Tooth wouldn't be a bad item, but I'm basically only gonna reroll and we'll buy unique level 3s in order to maximize our chances of finding Willow Wisps. And then once we do that, we can buy other stuff. Got both elite kills, and we got the loot alien as well. Get some tree kills. Sad that none of those had crates in them. That was 3 trees, no crates. 4 trees, no crates. Tragic. Oh, here's another one. What do you know? The chance of randomly dropping a crate is not affected by the guaranteed crates from elites or from the loot alien, so we just missed on a bunch of greater than 20% chances in a row. The melee damage we can't use because we're the mage, and I don't think we need the regen. Let's just recycle the mammoth here. I'll take the padding. We'll take an eye surgery. We'll take a free pearl. That's nice when we only had 1. I'll take 12 dodge here as well. Improved tools, another unique item that we're getting out of the pool. A roll here. I'll take a treasure map, and I'll go to dodge cap with the peaceful bee. reroll again. Reroll again. Tardigrade, I guess we could buy. This is a good endless mode item, though we're not intending to go super deep into endless mode, but let's buy it anyways. We'll buy a cursed tardigrade and we'll lock a lure as well. I don't need to buy unique items of not level 3 because the way that the game calculates items is first it calculates the level, then it chooses the item from the available item pool. So by removing level 2 uniques from the pool does not increase our chances of finding Willow Wisps. But you can kind of see things see the principle in action here for endless mode already, where we removed a bunch of level 3 items from the pool by buying uniques and banning 6 level 3 items. And we already got a tardigrade, so we're just like much more likely to find the specific items that you're looking for when you are playing endless mode. Now that a ban system exists, and I think that focusing them all on level 3s is going to make that significantly easier as well. We'll recycle this, of course. Garden, I guess I'll take, and Coupon, of course, we'll take. Hunting Trophy, we have 3% crit chance, but maybe we'll get some money out of it, so I'll pick it up. Also, if I get 3 of them, that's another level 3 item that isn't going to show up anymore. We'll buy all these, and I'm going to keep passing on pearls. Okay, here we go. We found our item. So, the Willow Wisp. +1 elemental damage for every 25 burning enemies you kill during a wave. We lose 7 speed, going down to 1, and 2 armor, which is pretty painful. I'll lock the Jerky, it's a good enough item as well. I will reroll there, though, and then I will combine and buy a torch. Reroll again, we'll lock a coupon. Peaceful Bee, we're over dodge cap, Goat Skull. Even with the fairy, I don't really need that. Okay, so let's see how this works in terms of gaining elemental damage. I'm trying not to kill things with the attack from the torch because I want the enemies to count as burning, and I don't know if killing them with the initial damage makes that not work. Hit level 30 here. There's a loot alien over on the left, so we're gonna set that on fire and kill it. I saw at least 1 elemental damage tick there. Got the loot alien kill. I saw a really good suggestion in my comments. I forget who suggested it, but this was a really good... Oh, I love that it collapses the loot crates now. That's great, actually. I saw a really good suggestion in my comments that the game should... When you have whistle, it should actually whistle. It should make a noise when a loot alien spawns. That would be a really nice little quality of life change. I'm going to recycle the glass cannon. I'll take the fresh meat. It's just 4 lifesteal. And then here we're going to just buy 16% more damage. And then let's check our damage from our Willow Wisp. So last wave alone, we got 7 elemental damage. And that wasn't even a particularly powerful wave for elemental... for killing burning enemies. So that's just going to be a massive amount of additional stats. We'll take the exoskeleton here. I don't mind losing the regen, because the armor is really important. And we can buy all these things. I'll roll. Baby elephant, I think we'll pass on. I'm going to keep rolling. I still do want... I guess I'll take another bait and a torch here, because I still do want to maybe find a second Willow Wisp. We'll see how much we can go off with that. There are a lot of lampreys here, and obviously I capped my HP in this run, so we're not going to make a deep endless run even with a huge amount of elemental damage. More scared sausages and more trees and a pocket factory would also be really powerful. Try to kill the elites there. There we go. It is really satisfying just watching the damage tick in. Yeah, just every like 5 seconds or so, I get another elemental damage, which is just ridiculous. We'll recycle the alien magic. I don't need more regen here. I'll recycle the wheelbarrow. We'll take a spyglass, take 3 more armor, and sure, I'll take another fruit basket, and we'll take the cursed charcoal. Check our Willow Wisp now. 15, so we got 8 more last wave alone. Keep on rolling. I'll take a community support. That's a unique level 3 to pull out of the pool. And remember, this item is not limited, so we can also, again, the sort by obtaining thing is just so dumb. This item is not limited, so we can find more. I will, I think, pass on the pearl. Potato might be too good to pass up on, but you know what? We have a specific plan, so we're going to go with our specific plan. And honestly, getting enough Willow Wisps and enough tardigrades, just by virtue of being able to roll into level 3 items over and over again, might be a viable strategy for really late game endless scaling. I don't know that that's going to be the case. Elemental builds, of course, suffer from the fact that they only tick once per second. But that is a lot of damage that we're getting every single wave. And if we had hit a couple more Willow Wisps, then it would be even more ridiculous. And of course, the strategy plays into itself because removing all the level 3s from the pool to find more of each of those items means that both of those items are more likely to show up. So a strategy that centers around level 3 items is going to be more interesting. I'm going to recycle here. We don't care about 5 regen. I'll just recycle there as well. Reroll, and I'll take 8% more damage. We'll buy the power generator to get that out of the pool. Do some more rerolling. Goldfish, well, obviously I'm going to buy the cursed torch. Goldfish I'll buy. This makes it more likely to see level 3 items, and we did find another unique level 3 item. I will also take a regeneration potion just because that's a lot of regeneration, which is good. Tyler's a good way to spread fire, so we'll take that as well. Now, if we get the Gobbler's Hat also, we'll get even more money every time we kill enemies. I did see a note in the patch notes about the Gobbler's Hat, but I'm not sure what it was that they adjusted, if they had changed the numbers on it. It certainly was very powerful, so I wouldn't be surprised if they decided it needed to be adjusted downwards a little bit. Pocket Factory, more trees and more turrets would be great for us, of course, because then we'd be able to set a lot more of these enemies on fire. A black flag would be good as well. Pumpkin I'm going to recycle, because the damage that we do with our turrets is going to be from burning, not from the actual attacks. I guess I'll take 2 more armor here. Okay, Greek Fire, that's more burning damage, so we'll take that. We'll take the Tyler. We'll roll. I guess I'll take a baby gecko, and I'll roll again. No, the axolotl. We could end up with 170 lifesteal. That's not even that exciting, so I'll roll past that. And we'll go to the next wave here. I predict that glasses will be probably the most or second most banned item in Brotato, by the way. If we rolled past the glasses. I think the most banned is probably going to be Gummy Berserker, because it's overall the worst level 1 item. And basically, every character in the game, I think, is going to want to ban those 2 items with the exception of the Hunter, or, like, other crossbow builds. But if you're not specifically building crossbow, banning those 2 items is always going to be safe. The great thing is we don't have to even buy elemental damage now because we're just getting so much for free. I guess I'll take the Lost Duck. I will recycle the fresh meat. I'll take another Lost Duck. It does cost me elemental damage, but that's okay. Take some attack speed here, and the level 3 torch doesn't do anything. Let's reroll. A cursed robot arm could give us engineering every wave. The melee damage doesn't do anything because we're the mage, so let's reroll past that. I could take the wolf helmet, but honestly, we don't need it. Our elemental damage needs are just taken care of by the Willow Wisp, which is just spiking our damage through the roof every single wave. So let's just reroll a bunch. We would, if we were going for a really deep endless run, we would of course want the plastic explosive, because that would let us use the spicy sauce strategy. I'm gonna go ahead and buy the pile of books, again, a level 3 unique that we're pulling out of the pool. We'll get a cursed torch here. We'll reroll, buy a tree, reroll, and I'm not going to lock any of these. I'm going to keep going until either we die or it becomes clear that we are getting so many tardigrades and willow wisps that we'll never die. I expect we'll die in the next couple waves, though, because I capped my HP at 78, so unless I find a ton of tardigrades in the next couple waves, any hit that we take is going to be lethal after the first, and we will just die. 78 HP simply isn't enough in endless mode. Looks like we're going to struggle to kill these elites a little bit. Whoops. Okay, there we go. So we died because I took 2 hits in a row there, but that was really fun, and we ended up with 50 elemental damage over the course of... When did we find that? Like wave 23? Something like that? So it averaged 10 elemental damage every wave from the Willow Wisp. That was with not getting it on a horde wave or anything like that. So this item is just going to be absolutely bonkers. Obviously, if I hadn't capped my HP, then we could have kept going for quite a bit longer here, especially if I'd found, you know, like an extra stomach or something to get a lot of extra HP, or if we'd found a bunch of tardigrades. Taking a look at our other items, we had Greek Fire dealt 0 damage, apparently, because I guess our burning damage was so high that everything was dying in one tick. That can't be right, because we had elites in the last wave after buying the Greek Fire. So this is just not displaying its damage correctly or not working. That's something that probably needs to be looked at and fixed, Greek Fire being bugged. But the Willow Wisp is just bonkers. Triple tardigrade already, of course. Pretty good for an endless mode run on wave 28, because you can ban all the level 3 items. So that makes it so much more likely for them to appear. What else? We got 32 materials from the hunting trophy, not particularly exciting, of course. 62k damage on incendiary turret, not bad, given that we got it a while ago. Our treasure maps were awful. Wow. We got staggeringly unlucky on treasure map, which we got many waves ago, and then they did terribly. That's really funny. 127 extra consumables from the fruit baskets. Our fish hooks were okay. Scared Sausage dealt 719,000 damage. Pretty good. If we'd had a pocket factory, it would have been even better, of course, because then it would be spreading the fire much more readily. And we saved 1,600 materials on our coupons and got 1,600 materials from our bags. Yeah, so overall, this was a really fun run, and you can see just how absurd Willow Wisp is going to be, especially if you get it in multiples. But any character that can proc this, and an incendiary turret should just be enough to proc it many times per wave. So even if you're not building elemental damage, if you have an incendiary turret or if you find a Scared Sausage, Willow Wisp can just be ridiculous amounts of stats. So I think this item is going to be really, really powerful if you get it early, and might be worth just a full transition into an elemental build for most builds that find it, because it just seems that good. All right, my friends, I hope that you've enjoyed this look at Brotato New Dawn, and I'm really enjoying the new items. The Willow Wisp is a really cool build around for a strategy that really needed it. As always, of course, if you've enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, my friends. I'll catch you next time.